Hey everybody, so today is Thursday, November 12th. It's been a little while since I've filmed a video. My day in the life was probably a couple of weeks now, and I just had time to edit it yesterday, so I got that posted, part 3 and number 4. I did not intend for those to be split up. I was hoping just to get them posted all in the same day. I knew I'd have to split them up into parts because it was going to get so long, but so I apologize for that. Life has been hectic and crazy. I just don't even know where to start. So for my job, I work for our family business, and I have been intending to stop doing that for a couple of years, but looks like it should be over by the end of this year because it's 100 miles away, and I do some of it from home, but the travel, I mean, I've been doing that for years. So I was traveling when I was pregnant with Dana, I think is when I had started going down there. So I'm happy that that's wrapping up, and it's going to be a lot of work right at the end. So I've got some extra days that I'm putting in. I'll be going down this weekend and working even more from home. I've got my second computer hooked up in the back. So yeah, it's a little bit of a crazy time. I also, sleep is a struggle. And last night was the best night I've had in probably 2 months. So Dana, I got her to sleep in her own bed at, I think it was around 8, and then I got into bed right after that. So I was probably asleep by 8:20 or 8:30. I had already washed my face and brushed my teeth and all that. So she woke up about 1:45. I have a baby monitor that flips back and forth to both girls. She woke up about 1:45, kind of singing to herself, but she didn't get up or call out to me or anything. And then about 3:45 or so, it was kind of the same thing. And I was awake by then because I'm used to getting up at 2 or 3 in the morning with her. Very often she doesn't fall back asleep. And very often, most every day, she can only sleep like around 3 hours at a time and then wakes up. So we've had a sleep study done. It didn't really have anything of note. We've seen virtually the sleep medicine doctor twice. Just nothing is really helping her. We use melatonin for the doctor's orders to help her fall asleep. The falling asleep isn't so much the problem. The melatonin really helps with that, but it's the staying asleep. So, and they say it's related to her autism, and just her mind and her body are moving so fast all the time that it just has a hard time resting. So, anyway, so then this morning, I think she officially woke up about 4:20 or so. And again, by then I was up and showered and stuff. So it's still pretty early, but it's better than 2 or 3. So the next step is we're going to take her to see a naturopath that specializes in kids with eating disorders. No, that's me. A naturopath that specializes in kids with autism, and she's in the city of Portland, and that appointment is in December. So she will do an assessment. It usually takes about an hour, I think is what I read. She sent me a packet of paperwork to fill out, which will be fun. We have Kaiser, so thankfully Kaiser has an amazing online portal, so I'll be able to find all those details. But like, when was her first dose of antibiotics, and when was, like all these things that it's like, I don't remember. And yeah, we'll see. I'm hopeful because there has been some research that I've done, and I do belong to a local mommies group for kids with autism, and they've talked about inflammation in the body. And, once that got cleared up, usually with a combination of diet and supplements, then it's like a whole new kid, and their brains can then connect with their physical body and slow down a little bit. And I would love that. So I'm kind of at my wit's end of what to do next. So it's not just sleep. It's that she has the it's hard to explain, but it's just a lot of hyperactivity, and these like little tics where she'll make like these loud sounds, and if you're sitting quietly and all of a sudden she makes like this loud sound, it kind of startles you. And her stimming behavior, which is just like a physical response to excitement. We're really lucky, and I don't want to jinx ourselves, but we're really lucky that she doesn't have major meltdowns. I know that can be a struggle for some ASD kiddos, and I think she's had 2 or 3 in her whole life. So it can be like really hard to witness, because she just is so upset and her body is just kind of out of control. And it's not always triggered by, I want that toy. That's not what it is. It's that she's just overstimulated. And so that's been hard. It's hard being a parent of a special needs child sometimes. And it's just taking a toll on both Dan and I. So we were able to take the kids to the zoo on Tuesday, and that went pretty good overall. So I'm pleased. It was raining, but we wore our raincoats and stuff. But we did have Dana's ABA therapist come with us, which was great. It was great having a third person there. It was great having someone to kind of help, rein her in or settle her down. Dan and I, when we take her out in public, or the kids out in public, we are so anxious that she's going to run away. That's a big, big problem in public, that we can't even concentrate, let alone have fun. I mean, we're just too anxious. So having Kelly there really took a weight off our shoulders.
You see the lions? See, taking a nap.
What does the lion say? Roar! Roar! You can see them through here too, look. You see it sleeping right there? And I posted some pictures on Facebook, and so I'll have to post a couple here, but she's standing in front of this sign that has an eagle with its wings spread, and she's actually looking at the camera, which is very, very rare. And I said that she promptly got under the sign because it was blocking this bridge, and ran down the bridge. So Kelly and I both had to move the sign and run after her. But so I think we stayed maybe 2 hours, and that was enough. By then Delta was wanting to sit back in the stroller, and she had her blanket over her lap and was falling asleep. So we got back into the car, and in the back of the van we changed their clothes, changed their diapers and their pants and their socks, basically, because they were, we were just wet. Took off their coats, and then got them settled in. We didn't know with traffic how long it'd take to get home, but it wasn't too bad. So Delta fell asleep in the car. Dana didn't, so I was surprised. But yeah, it was a good trip. I was pleased with how it went, and gives me hope for what, recreation stuff will be like in the future, maybe. So, what else? So, update on my, I don't know, diet, lifestyle plan. Never know what to call it. Still working with Ryan. I think I'm on week 6. I've lost about 15 pounds. I still feel like it should be more. But again, that's part of that tricky diet mentality that can really trigger that eating disorder self-talk. So well, the way his plan works is you weigh in on day 4, 5, and 6. And so then he takes an average of that. He's got a whole Excel spreadsheet thing. So that way, it doesn't just go by one number. It kind of gives you an average. And then I found myself weighing every day and then kind of contemplating, what did I eat the day before? What am I doing wrong? What am I doing right? And I talked to him about it, and he said, no, you need to just weigh on those days only because it's obviously triggering something and causing me anxiety. So I definitely want to step up my vegetable intake. I have found that I'm turning towards comfort food right now. I think part of the weather change, it's getting colder, so pasta, whole grain pasta. I mean, these are things that are on the plan. It's just, I really should be doing pasta with a giant side of steamed broccoli or something. But and then rice, Spanish rice. I've been tweaking this recipe, so I've made it a few times, and it's super yummy. But again, I'm adding vegetables to it. And, the pasta sauce, same thing. I'm adding lentils and I'm adding veggies, but still, I think I need to up my veggie intake. And water, I still don't drink a whole lot of water, but I drink iced coffee with oat milk throughout the day. He seems fine with that. He actually thinks I'm a little too hard on myself. So I'm glad he's there to remind me of that and remind me that, my body is changing and making progress, and to, calm down. No, he didn't say that, but yeah. So plan for the day. I've got work to do. Yay. So yesterday I worked as well, and I found myself working on multiple things. So like say, well, this was downloading, then I was doing this, and then I had a phone call to make, and then I was doing this. And sometimes when I work that way, it makes me a little bit too scatterbrained. So I want to slow down today and try to focus on, right now I am scanning documents. Right now I am editing a video. Rather than while the video is loading, then I'll scan some things, and while that's scanning, I'll do, So as you can tell, I'm probably kind of anxious, and then we got the holidays coming up, although with COVID, I don't think we'll be really seeing family much. And I'll see how the girls do. They really got into Halloween this year. Like, we were watching Halloween cartoons, and we were wearing Halloween clothes, so we'll see. Seeing Santa in person isn't really an option, unfortunately. Or like sitting with Santa. From what I understand, Santa will be behind glass at the mall, which I don't know how that's gonna work. So, we'll see how the holidays go. They were always so little that they didn't really understand gifts and like opening gifts and stuff, but now, Delta is definitely more aware of stuff like that, and then Dana is kind of catching on as well. Developmentally, they kind of seem to be almost in line of what they're recognizing. Like last year, Dana did not understand knock knock, trick or treat, any of that, but this year she was totally into it, and so was Delta. So, and Delta was a little baby last year, so we'll see how things progress. With Dana, intellectually, it's so different. I mean, she can read, which I think Dan and I talked about in our video where we talked about her having autism, which blows my mind. She started counting to 10 in Spanish, and we're like looking at each other like, where did she learn that? So I guess there's a book at school that has counting to 10 in Spanish. So they've been reading that to her, I guess. And she caught on. So she is an amazing memorizer, and she's starting to sound outwards now, not just memorize them by sight. So that's fun. We pulled up to at the zoo. We pulled into the parking spot, and she looked over and says, "Pay to park." And we're just like, yeah, that's what that says. Wow. I she's not even 3.5 yet, almost 3.5. So, but this has been going on for a while, so it's fun. It's fun to see, and then Delta's, my little ham. She's shy at first with strangers, but once she gets past that, she's hilarious. And the other day, Dana was in our bedroom, and Delta ran up to us and was like, "Where did Dana go?" And I said, "I don't know. Where did she go?" And then she would run off and like tag her or find her or something. And then she would come back and say, "Where did Dana go?" And
Where did Dana go?
what?
Where did Dana go?
Where did Dana go?
Where did Dana go?
Where did Dana go? So I might include that clip too, because it is so cute. Ultimately, we're really happy we get to experience, two kids that are very different, and just provide us a different experience and see them interacting together. So anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. I've been talking for like 15 minutes, and thank you for listening to me ramble. If you want to leave any comments below, I would love to read them. And yeah, thank you for watching.